Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to Let's Try The Pit. Specifically, this is The Pit with the MindGames expansion installed. What the heck is The Pit? Well, there is a strategy game called Sword of the Stars, and some developers decided to make a roguelike game set in that universe, and it was a little bit underground. I don't think it got a lot of attention, except that everyone who tried it freaking love the game, and I have to say that it's very good. So I didn't cover it at the time, but the Mind Games expansion pack just came out for this game, so I figured it'd be a good time. Mind Game adds extra classes, psionic powers, more enemies, more creatures, and all that kind of goodness. So the main story is like with many roguelikes, you are delving down into some sort of dungeon-esque kind of thing to find the thingy at the bottom of the dungeon, and then make your way out. So in this case, you're looking for the cure for some sort of alien super hypervirus or something. Who cares? You're going down here to barely survive versus monstrously dangerous creatures. So currently I am on floor number 4. I am playing the Space Marine, and I am in rough shape. I have burned through a few of my health kits already. I'm down to my last med patch. My armor is almost completely busted up. My blade, which is my main weapon, is almost completely busted up as well. And the reason that I mostly use the blade is because ammo is actually quite hard to come by. So this might be an exceptionally short run. The good news is I'm standing outside of a med bay that does have a medical supply station in there that I might be able to salvage something from. The bad news is there's a deranged medical bot in there that I'm going to have to kill first. So I don't know how dangerous that bot is. I don't think I've run into it previously in the past. Now I can open up my SOTS Dex over here, the Sword of the Stars, I don't know, sort of index. And it's got a lot of information. Now, what's interesting about this is that now a roguelike has permadeath, and this is a proper roguelike. It is turn-based, and it has permadeath, and you can't save slots. So you can save and exit, and that's it. And when you start the game up again, you can continue this game, but you can't save, and if you die, reload from that save. No, that doesn't happen at all. But it has a little bit of persistence in that your index here, your encyclopedia, gets filled out every time you experience something for the first time. And so you can gain a little bit of knowledge over time. Recipes is another example of that. I was actually playing this game primarily on a separate computer here, so I don't have the recipes unlocked here, but you discover the shot switch recipe in the tutorial, and it tells you that there's crafting in this game. Now you have to find crafting stations to do it, but if I were to find one of these things, a cooker or an easy cooker, which is something you can carry with you and deploy, or a cooker creation station, and assuming I had Tarka war bread and a piece of cooked meat, I could create a SOT switch. As a proper roguelike, you do need food. It is relatively easy. You do heal over time, so it is relatively easy to get back up to max health, assuming you go back to a floor you've already cleared. The problem is, spending all that time healing, you will gain hunger. You will become hungry. So then you're going to have to start eating things. There's a limited supply there. The tainted meat is worth 60 food, which is not bad compared to the edible roots. On the other hand, it's possibly contaminated. So, you're trying to manage this sort of stuff. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go kill that bot. I'm going to switch to my auto pistol and try to shoot it. So, in fact, the bot's not alone. There's also a Strangler in here. These things are really annoying. They do the Darth Vader sort of force choke thing at a distance. So, and they do take a little bit of damage to kill off. So what I'm going to do, I guess I'm close enough. I can switch to my blade, walk up to it, and then hit F to attack the closest opponent here, which will be the Strangler. So about 5 points of damage. Now, it has hit me for 1.3 points of damage, but I now have the choking debuff, so I'm going to take damage over time. And this deranged medical bot is getting maybe a little aggro here. So I'm going to switch to the assault rifle. And what's interesting, if I hit F, it'll just fire a 3-round burst into the closest opponent. But if I want, I can use the arrow keys, and I could say target the robot instead and fire 3 rounds into him. Or what I could do is something, by holding control, is I can say, put, let's say, 2 rounds into the Strangler, or the choker, Strangler, and then 1 into the medical bot. And that worked. I hit every blow, but it actually wasn't quite enough to kill everything, which is really unfortunate. But I'm going to switch back to the blade, step forward by 1 step, and I'm still choking, so I'm still taking a little bit of damage of that. Oh, and there's more stuff in this room, too, which is very dangerous. If I hit F, it should probably auto-target the most damaged person, but if I want to make sure, again, with the arrow keys, I can target him and make sure that I hit him specifically, which is good. Oh, that bot hits for a lot of damage and injured my armor. Hopefully I can melee it. Again, I don't think... Let me double check that I didn't actually get an entry for the monster in the... No, there's no deranged. After I kill it, I should get its stats, but the first time is unknown. I'm going to switch to the auto pistol and try to take him down a little faster. Using ammo is dangerous, but that's a lot of damage. Okay, and these infant swarms should be pretty easy to one-shot. Yeah, and another one there. Okay, good. So some loot was dropped here. We got some composite cloth, some logic circuits. These are ingredients that, again, we can use for crafting. Now, I don't know what they're used for. There are complete guides online, of course, that will sort of tell you what you can combine to do whatever. But, you know, part of the joy of the game might be the discovery. There's also computers you can find in the game here that will tell you some recipes, or at least hint at them. Now, we've got a medical locker here, and if I hit the space bar, I can try to open it. Now, this is going to use the mechanical skill. We're going to talk about other skills in a second. And I have a fair amount of mechanical skill, and I'm quite strong. Basically, we're just going to pry this sucker open. I've got a 79% chance of doing that successfully, which should be pretty good. So let's see. Boom, I popped it open. Once you pop it open, you then use your foraging skill to see how successful you are at actually finding something. So I have found some amino goop. What the hell is amino goop? Thick, disgusting concoction is hard to swallow for humans and Tarkas, but improves the recovery of psionic power points. So the psionic power system is something that was added in the MindGames expansion. So it added this extra bar with the psi points, and also if we bring up the character sheet, we've got a psionic power rating and a lot of psionic skills down here. And I'm pretty sure all of these are completely new to the expansion. There are a lot of skills to choose from. So as a Marine, I start off very high mightiness and then kind of averagey everything else. And might is used for hand-to-hand combat, including melee combat with the blade. Although not the knife. There is a knife which is based on the finesse stat instead. Finesse also determines your ability to just shoot things. Right here. Pistol, rifle, all the guns use finesse. So I'm mostly going to focus on improving both of those, but quite heavily on might, actually, because the mechanical skill seems to come up a lot, and if I keep increasing might, then I probably don't have to put any actual points in mechanical. Again, I'm not, you know, a master of all the game mechanics that are present in this game, but that's, you know, the sense that I'm working on. I failed my mechanical skill check here, so the locker is simply jammed, so I cannot get anything there. Now, obviously, I don't need to go through this door, right? I could go back through over here. The reason I'm doing this is because when you do successfully pick a lock, and hopefully I'll manage it, there we go, you get some experience points, and you also get an upgrade to your lockpicking skill. So I don't know if you get it every time. Probably you don't, but it still seems to be a pretty good investment. The downside is that if you screw up too badly, you can actually set off an alarm, which will attract all the monsters on the level. Wait one more turn. There we go. Let him come to me. We've got a freezer over here. Hopefully we can pry this one open. Boom. And it is empty. That's unfortunate. So we probably failed our foraging skill check on there. So this is the map. And I can walk from the map screen here. Just use it so I can find any areas on this floor that I haven't used yet. I am a little damaged, and what I can do is I can rest and let myself heal. It's going to heal 1 hit point, then the next tick it'll actually heal 2 on that tick, and then 3. So the longer you rest, the faster you rest. So it starts off quite slow, but after a few ticks, then it'll top you off pretty darn quickly. Obviously, it's possible that a monster will wander around and encounter you while you're resting, but the biggest risk is actually just the fact that it eats into your food supply. So hopefully I can find a good reliable source of food or a cooker or something so I can improve things. These are ruined lockers. Again, I will try to pick these locks just to see if, there we go, get some upgrades. Now, this door actually has a trap on it, and each color here or symbol demonstrates what the effect of the trap is. I'm not sure if they change from run through to run through. I haven't played the game that much. Now, if you've encountered it once, then in this particular run through, then it'll tell you what it is by mousing over. And I don't know, let's walk through and find out what that one is. So apparently this one makes me blind. So I am going to not wander at all. I'm just going to hit X a bunch of times to burn 1 turn at a time until the blindness goes away. There we go. So, and now if I mouse over it, it'll let me know that it blinds people. So I will avoid those in the future if I can. Now hopefully we can open one of these doors. Sometimes an enemy will drop a key that will allow you to open doors on a level. There's really nothing in here. What is that? A shadow bat. Do I have information on a shadow bat? I do. Health 10 to 20, no armor. Oh, this should be easy to kill with my blade. I should have no problems. fact, I'm wondering if I should use my punch a little bit more. There we go. One hit. Oh, it does a little bit of psionic damage, but that's okay. I don't really care about my psi points at all. Let's go and practice our lockpicking a little bit more. There we are. And, oh, no. The bottom left corner of the level still needs to be explored a little bit. So I skipped that one door, just in the interest of speed. So I'm going to finish... Oh, what is this? Armor locker. My computer skill is poor, but I really definitely want to try to get in here. If we can get some fresh armor. Oh, thank you. A jumpsuit. So, I have impact armor on right now, which gives me 50 armor. Jumpsuit is only 30 armor. On the other hand, it is full durability. So I'm going to keep wearing the impact armor until it wears off, and at least I'm going to have an alternative. So this door is trapped. Let's see what this one does. Oh, it destroyed a random item, so it destroyed some of my inventory, which sucks. Open the freezer. Anyway, I hope that you guys got a decent sense of this. And we haven't looked at the crafting, which is very fun and very satisfying to discover the recipes and, of course, to think very kind of critically about which items you're going to use to do anything. This is an electronic toolkit. Set of small electronic tools and sensors that aid in electronic repair task. The repair parts are eventually used up, and this toolbox cannot be recharged. Electronic repair tasks. Okay, so I'm willing to bet that we can use this on some items. Probably not any of the ones we've got. If I just go use, yeah. So there's, again, you know, not a master of the game clearly, but there's a lot of different items and a lot of different ways they interact with each other. Let's see what the next level has in store for us, but we're going to wrap this up very briefly. You know what? Just for the heck of it, let's fire off a grenade just to show off. There's a couple of different ones. Some have different range, different damage. We'll use the high explosive one. Just equip it. So it's down here, and then I can use the arrow keys, and you can see the area that it's going to hit. And there's 4 guys down there, so we're going to try to blow them all up, like so. I did blow up one of the containers, unfortunately. That's really sucky, but, well, you can't win them all. Oh, I forgot to reload my pistol last time, too. And the assault rifle, which takes a long time to recharge. I'm curious, how much damage does my punch do compared to my blade? Oh, not much. Although I do hit twice, so that's not bad, but we definitely do not want to rely on our actual hand-to-hand. Anyway, that is it for my look at Sword of the Stars, The Pit, MindGames, which seems to have an excess of colons in its name. But what a great little roguelike. The base game is available for $10 on many sites, including Steam right now. It may come on sale, it may not, I don't know. You can probably get away with just the base game for quite some time. The expansion pack is required to play the psionic races and use psionic powers. And it adds quite a bit more sort of enemies and items to the game. I suspect that you can play the base game and be totally happy until you've run through it a few times. Then you might want to get the expansion pack, or maybe you want to get everything at once. Anyway, I think it's a pretty good game. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.